I'm here with Rob Stenberg, one of the artists that you'll find at the Frisco Arts Festival that's taking place Main Street to the Rockies this weekend. And Rob, where are you coming to us from?
I'm coming from Mesa, Arizona,
Oh,
where
wow.
it's like 150 degrees right now
Yeah.
and raining and dust storms. So this is wonderful to be in Frisco.
Well, we are definitely excited to have you in our backyard. And so the type of art that you do, very, very unique. But can we talk about how you got into doing art in the first place? Because I love this story.
Well, my background is in healthcare administration and consulting. I traveled the world doing all kinds of things in healthcare. Probably the most fun I ever had in healthcare was setting up hospitals in developing countries in the Pacific Rim area. So my background is very corporate. I've always been into art. Loved it since I was a kid. My uncle was a great artist, so he was a major influence on me. I moved from Michigan to Arizona 23 years ago, started going to galleries and went, hey, I got to do art again. One thing led to another. I gave a 2-week notice, so I went from going to Sloan Kettering in New York, consulting with them, to being a full-time artist and doing street shows and all kinds of other stuff. I do a lot of commissions, a lot of different things.
Oh, it's amazing. This is why it's so fun to have these art shows, because you actually get to find out the stories behind the art that you're buying. And so you brought a couple pieces with you today. And so let's talk about this one now. So you have kind of some whimsical pieces, but you use so many different types of materials.
Well, I first started out making gourd masks, then I went to watercolor paper, and then I went to acrylic on canvas, which I still do. But this is my newest thing. This is vintage tin ceiling tile that came out of a building in Iowa. It's probably over 100 years old. I make a line of furniture too that I do original artwork on, and I was looking for furniture at a salvage place in Phoenix and came across this big stack of this tile, vintage tin ceiling tile, and I thought, I got to do something with that. So I bought it, and a month later I figured it out. So I make these wood panels, and I draw my characters, cut them all out. This is all screwed on here. This is Teddy, by the way. This is kind of inspired. I just recently became a grandpa, so this is kind of inspired by my granddaughter Parker. So this is just a really whimsical piece. I like stuff that makes you happy. I want you to smile. My work is very whimsical, very unique. It's designed so it's something that you look at every day and you go, oh, I didn't notice that, or oh, that makes me smile. It's going to be a good day kind of thing.
Oh, I love that. Oh, you have another piece with you here.
This one's kind of crazy. I do a whole industrial line too, and this one, somebody's probably going to know what this engine part is. I don't know. I'm not that good, but this is called Running Free, and I love horses. I grew up with horses, and I like using different materials with the tin. So you'll see all kinds of crazy stuff. That's perforated metal, and everything's cut by hand. I use a tin snip.
Wow.
So it's kind of old school.
So old school, but also everything is one of a kind, right?
Yeah, I only do original work. I don't do any prints. Everything is truly unique and one of a kind. That's what I pride myself in. I want everybody to have a very unique and special piece to them.
And then you also have this technique where you don't necessarily need frames for some of your artwork.
Done. I make these wood panels, and I use this stuff called texture paste on here. And I tape it off, put it on with a palette knife, and then I take all kinds of cool stuff and just push it in there and kind of freeform it. And then I just drag the color over, and voila, here we go.
And voila, here you go. Well, listen, stop on by again. The art festival is taking place 10 to 5 p.m. going on today and then also tomorrow. And Rob is just one of the fabulous artists that you can meet and also just explore his one-of-a-kind creations. So make sure to stop on by.